Hello friends, happy December. I'm in a little bit of a disbelief about the fact that we are now in, or will, and you see this, it will be. For me, it's almost in the last month of the year. I kind of feel like we were just here. Kind of feel like last December was a million years ago, but alas, no matter how I feel, it's here. So I love to do plan with me's, as you know, and I definitely wanted to do a plan with me here. Oh, dog. Gunk, gross. I definitely wanted to do a plan with me for December since we are working on things. Now here is my one little problem, and that is that it's getting dark really early now and my whole life is kind of a mess. So normally I can like set up my lights and stuff in my office, but honestly, right now the office is a disaster. And so I don't really have any good places to like show you all the things that I am working on. So it's gonna be an adventure. It's not gonna be more, usually I do more of like a bullet journal, like sit down and watch me do it. Today's gonna be more like talking about the process, which is probably more helpful anyway. So we're gonna get all of these supplies ready, but the first thing I need to do is get Nyla to stop eating Tully's food. The second thing I need to do is grab some coffee because you know that is planning essential. Nyla, hey. And then grab all of our supplies and we can get to work. But first, let me show you my upgrade. Y'all know how I feel about the remotes. Oh, not Tully, she's not an upgrade. You know how I feel about the remote control lights. And this year I got a new set. So it's 5 controllers are 1. So now we have, you can't see that, there's one in the back. And all on this same, so excited. So the lamps are still on a separate one, but I've got all the Christmas stuff on one, so that's exciting. All right, coffee acquired. Yowza, talk about doing what you can. I just moved stuff off of the cutting area of my like big desk situation in my craft room. I usually leave this all the way clear, but I don't have my Etsy shop anymore, so I do still cut things and sew things, but not nearly as much. And so between that and then present wrapping is coming, so I'm kind of thinking I'm gonna try to wrap presents on this giant desk, and so I'm probably gonna like shift everything down to see if we have enough room when we do that, which I can, because if you see this big pile over here, these are presents that need to be wrapped, and then extra boxes. I like to keep extra boxes around this time of year for presents that will need to be wrapped, because I like to wrap everything individually. Anyway, we are gonna get started. So, couple of things that you need. Now, normally I need 3 main things. So, my bullet journal is what I'm gonna do my monthly planning in. I usually use my journal like where I write, and that is super helpful. I'm not gonna use that this year, this month in particular, and I'll kind of walk you through like what I use that for and why. And then the other thing that I am using that is a little bit different is I'm not using my full focus planner. I wanted to try something different and just kind of see how it went, and so far I'm actually really loving just doing this. So I just have a regular notebook. This is an Erin Condren notebook. It's not really anything special except that they're really cute, and I like they have interchangeable covers, and then they have pretty good paper. So it's just a regular notebook from Erin Condren, and then I have just been doing weekly and daily planning in here, and honestly it's been great. I decided that one of my favorite things about the full focus planner was just how much space you have. And so as I started looking for different planners to try something new out, just honestly because they're expensive, I was looking for different things, and I was like, you know what, why don't I just get a notebook? Because really what I want is a full page for every day. So that's been really helpful. But yeah, so let's talk about process. Normally the very first thing that I do is I'll sit down with my journal and I'll like write for pages and pages about the month and how it went and things that I accomplished, things that I didn't accomplish, that I wanted to accomplish, kind of like why and all those reasons and stuff like that. This time I'm not doing that because frankly I just don't have time for all that. Maybe I'll do it like tonight or tomorrow or something, but right this second I don't have the time for it. So that's normally number 1. However, in my, you know, trying to get things done a little bit quicker, I will just tell you, November was crazy town. I feel like I was so stinking busy. I just had so many deadlines in November and so many things that came at the same time, and so it was just crazy town. That's really how I feel. So many things that I wanted to get done that I did not get done, even to the point where I never did my November bullet journal setup. I have not missed one ever. So that was like a pretty big deal. Like I did October and then I just never got to November. So we're just skipping right over that and it's fine. But yeah, it was like, oh, when I finish this, I'll do it. When I finish this, I'll do it. When I finish this, I'll do it. So anyway, we're heading into December. So that was kind of how November felt for me, just like crazy town. And that's how this week is starting too, which admittedly it's not December yet, but still. So what I'm gonna do is, the first thing I'm gonna do is my bullet journal setup. So every month I do set up pages in my bullet journal, and so I'll show you like October. Because I kind of have a system down now that I've done it. I do a title page just because I like them and they're fun. And then this particular month I did actually put a calendar in here because I found, since I'm not using my Full Focus planner, it has been nice to have a calendar in here just because I need, you know, something that has dates on it since I'm using a regular notebook. I always write my goals. So I used to do 10. I've whittled it down to more like 4 to 6 is kind of my magic spot, that I'll write down like anything that is my goals, and then you can see I have a line and I have like other smaller things that are not as big. And then we're gonna break it down by the week, and I'll plan out each week so that way when it is time to plan for the week on Sunday, it's really easy. So December's gonna have a couple extra pages, but yeah, let's just get started. And I'm just gonna put something on and get to work. My plan is to use fine liners and then just pick a couple of like fun Christmassy colors from my Tombow collection. This one's gonna be like, you know, merry and bright is kind of what I'm going for. So colors, fun, but pretty simple because we don't have a lot of time. So let's get to elfing around. Alrighty, here's what we've got. So cover page says seeing isn't believing, believing is seeing. I feel like I need something in the middle here. I was gonna make the title really big and then I didn't want to do that. So I don't know, I'll think on it. The eraser I used was not very good, so I'm gonna have to grab a different eraser like downstairs. I did a calendar page, and then important dates, and then Vlogmas, because that is something specific that needs to be planned out. So I have somewhere to check off like when things are done and when they're going out. Goals, and then week, and I like didn't put anywhere for like smaller tasks. Maybe I'll put them down here at the bottom. And I tried to do like I was like thinking like letter to Santa, so it says SC in it. All of these are just supposed to be like little strands of lights, so they're just literally like a line and then some dots, and that is all. Gift list, these are just boxes, and I just took a marker and went, and that was literally it. I'm gonna do a movie list because that's one of my favorite things for the holidays. And then I am doing a habit tracker. I haven't done those in a while because I just didn't feel like they were super useful, but right now I've been not the greatest at things, specifically getting to work on time, so working on that at the moment. And then I just did some like little reflection questions, so that honestly, because I need something to fill up that page. So now that that's done, I'm gonna go through and fill out like goals, top things I need to work on, that kind of stuff, and meet you back there. Okay, so here's where the magic happens. I went through and filled out what my top goals are for this month. And out of those top goals, I chose 5 for this month. I added some like little smaller things underneath. I don't have a ton of action items this month because like I have Vlogmas, and Vlogmas wasn't really like an action item because it's like a lot of stuff, so it's got its own plan. But that, and then also I'm trying to finish things up early, so I would like to get everything done kind of by that second week or like the first half of the third week of December. That way basically the week between Christmas and New Year's I can spend fully on like goal setting, planning, reflecting, chilling, that kind of stuff. So my goal is like to not really do any work other than a couple, you know, random videos, and then spend that time instead working on plans, goals, reflections, and actually like taking a break that week. So because of that, I don't have a ton on it today, but here's kind of the magic. You come up with your goals. Out of your goals, you get your action items. Action items are those little things that are gonna move your needle forward. And so, for example, one of my goals is holiday resources. I know you're not supposed to do that, and I tell you not to do that, but I'm doing it anyway. Yes, finishing up holiday resources in December. I don't have that many, mostly because I'm out of time, but I do have a couple of things I want to do. So those went down here, and then I scheduled them mostly here, actually all here in the first week, so they'll be done in time for someone to actually purchase them. And then like I have one more, well, I have 3 sets of Right the Room left that I want to do because I've been doing them like seasonally, and so I have 3 more sets. I want to do Valentine's Day, St. Patrick's Day, and Lunar New Year, and so I wanted to just go ahead and get those done this month, mostly just so that I can get all of the Right the Rooms knocked out this year, which is super awesome because I started making those at springtime. Like, it hasn't even been a year yet, which is crazy. So I just finished Thanksgiving, Christmas, and winter, and so I wanted to do those 3 and give them like actually have time for them to, you know, get out there and make things happen. So those are gonna be on my docket for December, more like week 2, week 3 kind of time. And those are good because those are things that I can do. It's a lot of copy and pasting because I do the same template with different rhythm patterns and different solfege patterns, like melody patterns. So I can do those while I'm like watching Christmas movies, which is great. So that's where the magic really is you go from, here are the things I'm focused on, here are my action items, here are the things that I'm gonna do each week, and then each week you go through and plan those out. So here's a look at what I already did this week. Each week I have my top, it's supposed to be 3, but I went with 4. My top 4 for the week. I have like a little plan, and then I have more like action items again down there, and then those go onto the daily plans. And that is how I really just make sure that I'm getting everything done. And every week I look through last week's and make sure I got all those things done, and if I didn't, then I, you know, adjust accordingly to make sure that things are being finished, and if they're not being finished, you know, figuring out why. So that is my little spiel about planning, and that's basically how I plan for the new month. So I would say think through like how the month went and do like that kind of existential activity. It doesn't have to be super fancy. I like to just write because I'm very loquacious, and so it's really easy for me to just for a couple pages, but you don't have to do that. You can do just a couple quick questions instead. Look through your goals from last month. I didn't have them this time because I was a slacker, but look through your goals from last month and see if you finished them, things that you know, want to move over from your last month to this month. Like, what are things that, you know, needed to come with you because you didn't get finished? What are things you're going to eliminate? That kind of stuff. And then come up with your goals, come up with the action items out of those, and then schedule them out. That's really where the magic happens. Oh, I will also say my goals came out of, I mean, my yearly goals really, but then also I already had like in my list, in my planner or in my bullet journal, these are the things that I'm gonna be working on. These are my goals for each quarter. I have a quarterly planning page where I sat down, actually I think it's this bookmark, where I sat down and was like, these are the things I'm gonna do. And so that really just helps. Oh, and one of those is always already done in December. Hasn't even started. Look at that. Didn't do half the things I needed to do in November, but alas, and made more money than I was expecting, so that's even better. Anyway, so yeah, just really goal setting wise, that is the best way to get your things done. So have like your yearly goals, and then I go to quarterly, go to monthly, and like they trickle down from there. So you have all these items and they get checked off. And that's really how you keep on top of things. So that is my spiel. Thanks for planning with me. Sorry it wasn't, you know, as aesthetically pleasing as normal, but that's all I've got today, you know? Sometimes it's all fancy and cute, and sometimes it's pitch black and you just need to get it done. And today was a need to get it done day, and there's nothing wrong with that. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.